Good morning. Thank you for joining Sandra P. Gen Extra. This is a weird background. I had to find a quiet place in the hotel. I hope everybody's doing well this morning, including Team Replay. Thank you for everyone that can join me. I just wanted everyone to know I'm safely in Baltimore with my family. We're headed out. So bon voyage to ourselves. Today on Carnival Pride, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. We're at the Embassy Suites, Baltimore right now, which is a beautiful location. I've decided to we're gonna park at the port, but I found something cheaper near to the port. So two of us is gonna drop everyone off and we'll go from there. Good morning, Mahogany Meeks, one of my moderators. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. Mahogany Meeks came in and she is saying good morning to everyone. Thank you so much. And I'm just giving a couple of updates on myself since I won't be able to be with the Dropping Extra Sassy Tea Talk panel tonight. Good luck to the ladies when if they still go on. It's up in the air as far as what this is a holiday weekend, y'all. This is a long weekend because it's Juneteenth, our holiday weekend. Linda Gamble, good morning. Linda Gamble is in the state that really started Juneteenth. Texas doing Juneteenth before anybody told them to do it, okay? And we're going to do it whether or not people want us to continue or not, because Juneteenth is our holiday. Happy Sunday to you. Let me see if I can show these comments from here. Yes, I can. I'm on an iPad and I'm kind of unsure of how to share things and things like that. So Mahogany Beats was the first moderator in. Say good morning to everyone. And then we had Linda Gamble saying happy Sunday. Thank you so much. They greeted each other. Just having a quick live. We set sail today. I'm so excited about that. I'm actually really ready for this vacation. And I'm excited. There'll be a couple family members that I haven't been able to connect with. And excuse my finger, everybody, and cruise with in a while. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's see, I have not, of course, this week they're going to show Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm not sure when I'm going to watch that because I'm going to check in a little from my cruise, but mainly I've decided that I actually need this time. As you can see on the recap thoughts, this is the Stampede Extra Soulful Sunday. And I just want everybody to stay prayerful, stay positive. I was looking at the news. We knew what the Orange Clown was going to do. We know that he is a person that takes action based on the last person in the room has said to him. And we could see him being manipulated, even though others could not. We knew this was a possibility. It is a shame when, and in my opinion, everything, let me run a banner because everything's here is, in my opinion, Sandra P's Gen Extra opinion, but everything's alleged. If I share any clips, it's copyright act. I was speaking about, of course, the latest events with this orange clown. They have allowed him, I'm going to hold him responsible because he wants to be the head man in charge. Half the country elected him, even though now there's questions about that, even though we knew at the time it was questionable. Now he has done what he did over in Iran without permission. Without permission, mind you. Congress is the only one that can declare a strike or an act of war. That's Congress. That's in the Constitution. I don't care what anybody says. You can read the Constitution. I don't believe he has read it. I don't really know about his ability to read. It's warm here, everybody. So if you see me start to get a little sheen, that's what it is. I'm in a lobby area, but I was able to find a quiet area because they had set up for kind of a wedding or something last night. So this is the last little quiet corner that they had. So excuse me, everyone. So I just want everybody to, those of us that are just secure in whatever is happening, we already know. When there's nothing you can do about something, just pray about it and just leave it at that. What can we do? Iran's talking about striking back. Yeah, when someone attacks you for no reason and another person jumps in, how could you fault them if they strike back? I'm gonna stop the camera for a while because the thing about it that's so strange about it, the other party that started it has been itching for this for a long time, allegedly, and in my opinion, they've been itching for this, but they always have used the bigger, dumber bully in order to prop them up in everything that they were doing. And anytime we were crying broke and poor mouth, we always had money to hand over to this other area to start fights with other people. And then sometimes the bully just has to get punched back in the mouth. And the sad thing about it is more than half of us did not support or sign up for this. Even the ones that did are now crying and lying that they did not. So that I really find that it's so infuriating because just think of where we could be now, everybody. This Juneteenth weekend, I'm telling you, we were ready to have our fans, and I bought a bunch of fans. My family, we're gonna have boots on the ground. We're gonna have boots on the ground, and then unfortunately, in other ways, they're gonna be boots on the ground, and it's not gonna be anybody in the Orange Class family. They have never had a history of service in, I think they said 5 generations, but he doesn't even have 5 generations in this country, y'all. That's what's so crazy, and these people have lined up behind him like you wouldn't believe. Now, we didn't fly this time into Baltimore. We drove. So I'm coming from North Carolina to Baltimore, Maryland, and through Virginia. You see a lot of that farmland. It is what it is. You see a lot of what this country actually is. So these people can deny whatever they want to. We know that there are those that have always had a sense of service and just work, and then others that have laid back and benefit off of it, whether they admit it or not. I was hoping this would be a fun live, but this gravity of this situation is so, I don't know, it's something that I'm admittedly a little concerned about, but what am I going to do? What is anybody going to do? So I just, anyone that has sons or daughters or cousins, siblings, mothers, fathers, nieces, nephews, cousins in this military, just of course we always keep them covered in prayer, because this person, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about anyone. He's pushing 80. He looks like he sits down for 5 minutes and he's asleep. I think he's going to keel over. And then we got the next dummy in charge. He's not qualified. He's unfit. He has never served or has history of service. He's from a white trash background as well, J.D. Vance. So really, there's no positive if this one does keel over. Good morning, TNTG Mom. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I wish I could share my screen. I was able to finally find that video. I'm going to see if I could do presentation with this, and we could lighten up a little bit. Not we, me, because I didn't watch any news last night, but I have BBC.com and they were sending notifications, and I said, look at this fool, which I knew something was coming, but when that came, it just said, man, this is just ridiculous. I hate it. All right, I'm going to see if I could share or present. It's just different when I have the iPad. It's trying to present things is not as easy. But everybody by now has seen Candy Barris thanking everyone for the support that we showed to Riley, which everyone knows that watches my channel. Oh, let me go back. I'm sorry. That is the reason why let me see. I'm going to move this, everybody. Excuse the black screen. That's the reason why I even watch the show, is for Riley. I really don't care anything about what these other people are doing. I never did. So I'm watching Next Gen NYC because of Riley and because of what she's going through at the hands of those kids. And it's just been a disgrace. But I'm proud of her and how she showed up, how she's defending herself. And I love to see those that are defending her do so, because we knew that was going to happen. We knew that was coming. Here it is. And really, there's nothing we can do about it. Let's see. Okay, that's a picture of the Cabo port. That's better than nothing. I thought I was going to be able to share some pictures. I didn't really save anything in here. And then I can't figure out how to show that screen. I'll put the comments back up. Thank everyone that's coming in and anyone that's in the bushes. I appreciate you as well. I hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday as best they can. The other show I am reviewing is Real Housewives of Miami. I was able to get a new review up for that. That's episode 2. This is going to be a good season, y'all. We got Larsa Pippen over there already acting like a fool, which I knew she would. And my take on Larsa, I think she is jealous of Lisa Hochstein. I think she's jealous of the attention that Lisa gets. Even though Lisa is going through a terrible divorce, Lisa has 2 little toddlers. Her life is upended. I think that boyfriend Jody is a complete and total clown and a detriment to Lisa and her life. I don't think that she should have her kids around Jody. In the last episode, what happened, not the last episode, but episode 1, and then also at the end of episode 2, Jody is showing some erratic behavior. So that is kind of scary. And people alluded to what may or may not have been going on. He was saying, he was inviting his friends to the back room at his party. Let's go back here and take, no, he said, let's go back in the AC. So AC, he's claiming means air conditioning, which it does mean air conditioning. but there was a I don't know if it's called a shot or what it is, where you just hear the audio. There was audio coverage, production shared of him saying, "Is that good? That's good." So people were speculating something else was going on in the back area of away from the party. And Jody and also Lisa came out and gave statements. They felt like they needed to give statements denying that anything was going on. So that was, to me, that was just interesting. Now, the end of episode 2, we have Larsa Pippen, who I'm no fan of, but I had to laugh with Larsa, and it was funny to me. They asked Larsa how big Jody's eyeballs were, okay, because Larsa and Lisa are in Milan, Lisa, and then Preston Pippen, who is Larsa's son, Larsa and Scottie Pippen's son, are walking for a fashion designer. So something happened at the end where Jody gets on to the ladies and he's arguing with them. And another one of the ladies in the preview for next week asked her how big were his eyeballs. And Larsa says, I can show you. Whips out the phone, and y'all, she shows Jody on the screen, and his eyes were like saucers. They were bugged out of his head. So he's not beating these allegations. I don't care what he says. And he's still friends with Marcus Jordan, who everybody knows is in the news. He had an arrest and there was something on his nose. He's a brown young man, but something white was on his nose. So the whole situation is interesting. This is going to be a really good season because Lisa is defending Jody. She's moved into this. It's a beautiful 6,000 square foot condo. She was talking about it like it's this quaint little cottage, but it's a downtown Miami, 6,000 square feet. I guess from what she moved from, that massive house in Star Island in Miami, to this, I guess it is. Maybe she would consider it a downgrade, but Jody certainly doesn't. I do not consider it a downgrade. So this is going to be a really good season for Real Housewives of Miami. Next Gen NYC is surprisingly good. 3 episodes into that, we see Riley, of course, is the target, as a lot of people on my channel already knew was going to happen. She's defending herself and showing up pretty well. But when you're being ganged up on or you're in a group where there are people that are scared to speak for you, even though Dame Dash's daughter, Ava is the child of Rachel Roy, the fashion designer, Becky with the good hair, among other things. Ava is raised a different way, but she spoke a little bit for Riley when Riley was in the midst of Charlie with the corduroys, the unemployed fake crypto trader, was attacking and lying on Riley. And her friend Brooks Marks just sat there silent. We didn't see Brooks say a word. I'm disappointed in Brooks. Even the unwashed hands, George Washington, Georgia with the unwashed hands spoke up and said something. So this is getting good. Linda Gamble, yeah, Riley is defending herself. She has no choice but to, because I think they thought they could run her up off this show. And then the other downside of that van ride over, well, the sprinter from New York into New Jersey for Gia's party, the thing about it, good morning to Latrice. Thank you for coming in. With that sprinter ride, Georgia sponsored the sprinter to Gia's party in Jersey because everybody's 21 and up, so they're going to be drinking. Riley's 22 now, but that was just like as of a month ago. She's 21 at the time. Charlie with the corduroys that is attacking her is pushing 30. At that time, he was 29. That man is 30 years old now, hanging with people at least a decade younger. Other than Brooks, Brooks is like 25. Brooks' sister is 21 or 22. She's Riley's age. So he's hanging with kids that are much younger. He has a terrible reputation of things that he's done. But yeah, Riley defended herself. But on that sprinter ride, since they're going to Gia's party in Jersey, Gia's still setting up, cleaning, all that stuff. Gia wasn't there. That's another person, even if she has whatever she might consider, not even beef, just misunderstanding with Riley. She is a child of one of the housewives, one of the notorious housewives, Teresa Giudice. And I think that it's going to be in the housewife kids' interest to stick together because those other kids are jealous of the notoriety that the housewives bring. The other young people seem unaware that we wouldn't even be watching this show if not for the likes of Riley, Gia Giudice, Ariana Bierman, who is just Kim Zolciak's daughter, Corey Bierman's daughter. After he married Kim, he adopted her. And then Brooks Marks. I'm not familiar with him only because I didn't watch Salt Lake City because of what they were doing with Mary Crosby at the time, who paused herself, y'all. Because that show started out racist. And Mary removed herself. she's the personality, she's the character, she's the one people tune in to see. They removed the other lady and Mary came back. So I may pick up Salt Lake City, I don't know. But Brooks Marks has a reputation of getting into the housewives' business, and his mother, Meredith Marks, pulls him in and gossips about the other cast. And a lot of people didn't like Brooks. Now, I'm looking at Brooks as only an eye of what he's showing me on this show. So I don't have a problem with Brooks. I actually thought he was sweet. I think he's a little soft and kind of a punk in the sense that, now, the way I'm using punk, I'm Gen X. These kids are fluid with their sexuality. I don't knock anybody, knock stuff out. But Brooks is someone who says he's afraid of confrontation, but he doesn't mind leading others into it. So we're only 3 episodes in, and we've seen Brooks use Gia, as even Charlie said she was his mouthpiece. So he's used Gia to defend him, Ariana to defend him, and Riley to defend him. The 3 girls to defend him when he's afraid to defend himself against Charlie, who goes around saying stuff like, "You want me to F your sister," which is disgusting. And he should have got smacked in the mouth the first time he said that. But Brooks, I don't know what his problem is, if he's scared of Charlie or have a little crush on Charlie or what the deal is. But he could defend Chloe better than that. In that episode, other than the whole situation that happened with Riley and Charlie, and then Ava speaking up and the different confessionals, there wasn't too much more that I was interested in. I did like the scene about with Teresa and Gia. Teresa, of course, has cameras all over her house. She is watching them on security videos at the party while they were making pizza. And she was like, "You didn't put it on the wooden thing," which is that wooden slat that you put it in the oven with. And Teresa was right. Gia and them were making the pizza right onto the counter. So I don't know how they were going to get it up and get it in the oven once the toppings and stuff got on. So that was a really cute scene. There's different things about that show that I do like. Charlie, I know people say, well, every show needs a villain. They do need a villain, but this is a person that I hope that he doesn't continue on. And there's rumors out that maybe half of the cast that they had before ended up quitting the show when they found out that Ariana Bierman and Georgia Dice were coming. And then I heard other rumors that that may or may not be true. So I don't know. I know they thought they had Ming Lee. Ming Lee is Kimora Simmons and Russell Simmons' daughter. But then I heard that Kimora Simmons is doing her own thing. Kimora Simmons has had reality TV success before. We watched Ming and Aoki grow up. So if Ming wants to go over there with whatever her mother's doing, I can understand that. The other people that they're saying quit, I have never heard of. I think they're along the lines of Charlie, Georgia, Shy, some of the other kids that the public doesn't know. We just know the housewife kids. So if they'll be smart to stick together instead of letting these other kids that nobody's heard of and are not tuning in for kind of take over. And then target one. These kids got to be smart. If they let them target Riley like that, because he was attacking Ariana and Hudson last week, if they let them target Riley like that and run her off, they're going to go down the list, down the line, and they're going to ruin their own show before they even get started. So right now the show is getting buzz. People are tuning in, for whatever reason we're watching. I'm watching to support Riley. I'm watching her as an internet auntie because honestly, this is not my demographic. Gen Z makes me laugh. The younger people and the things they do, they make me laugh. And sometimes they're infuriating, but they're interesting to watch. So it's a pretty good show. It's a pretty good watch. Let's see. The other thing I picked up, 1,000-Pound Roomies. I still didn't have time to go in and watch episode 2 and 3, so I can't review those yet. Episode 1, I finished that. I didn't do an actual review on it because I was just enamored with watching it. The 2 ladies, I think Tessa or Nisa, and then Jazz, the 2 ladies that live together. They're in California, so they're near a lot of beaches. And then after scene 1, she tried to take her friend to the beach. She didn't get out of the car, but she'll get there. She's been to a pool and things like that, but she's really conscious of her looks. She's a very beautiful lady, and she also has she didn't say if it was the OnlyFans. She's some kind of online model. I don't know, but she said she's the breadwinner, which I found funny. She referred to herself as the breadwinner in the relationship between her and her roommate because she has an 8 or 9-year-old daughter that lives there, and she takes care of like the bills and stuff. The other one does the house, and she cooks and she cleans because they're both over like maybe 600 to 700 pounds. But Jazz is the one that she's taking the shots now. She wants to eventually get that surgery that Dr. Now does. So she can do it, but unfortunately, now the latest episode, she's having a lot more pain in her joints. And sometimes she's not even as mobile as she used to be. So I don't know if it's the shots that's causing that, or if it's because she's, I don't know, losing weight so quickly, because she just lost another 70 pounds within that month that she's trying to get down to 600, I think it is. But it's a really good show. The girls have a great personality. They are fun to watch. They're so cute. They're always dressing up and doing their makeup, doing their hair, and all this kind of stuff. The only down thing is that they're trying to do something with their health, because another scary scene, Jazz's friend that had not seen her in years, she had the surgery herself. She's now an average sized woman. She's maybe about a 10 or a 12. She's a size of just anyone, but she used to be obese, like the two that this show is going to be about. And she hadn't seen Jasmine in years to know that she had gotten that big, and she was concerned, and she did something called a life expectancy chart. But you answer all these questions, and then you put it in, and it comes up with what your actual life expectancy is. Jazz is either 39 or just turned 40. Y'all, this lady has an 8 or 9 year old daughter, and her life expectancy was something like 42 or 43. But I tell you, that lit a fire under her. She got so upset. She went to a doctor. Her friend went with her, and the doctor was like, "What brings you in? What's this about?" And the doctor is funny. She's plain spoken like Doctor Now. She's trying to find out if the surgery would be for Jazz, or if it's because of peer pressure or what societal pressure other people want. But it looks like this is something that Jazz actually wants. So when they want it, then it can be a success. I've seen a lot of people, when they get that done through Doctor Now, they do have a success if they already have the counseling and that right mindset. So that's a pretty good show that I think I'm going to enjoy. 1,000 Pound Roomies. And YouTube already has the first 3 episodes on YouTube, but I think I have Philo service, one of the ones that will let you choose all these different channels. I watch it on there because one of the ways I watch it doesn't show the commercials, and then the other way does show commercials. So that's it. We've been talking about 22 minutes or so. Good morning, Glam Rocks. Glam Rocks came in and said good morning. She is a fellow content creator as well. She has a great morning show over there with Toot. So I was just saying good morning to everyone, Glam Rocks, because I'm setting sail today, later in the afternoon, thankfully. So we'll get some rest and relaxation in with my family. Started off just trying to remind everybody to be prayerful and hopeful, and just try to keep our emotions even keeled, because we saw what the orange clown has done, which you tried to tell these other people could happen. And, certain groups, they just don't listen to Black women, unfortunately. Listening to us, not that we know everything, but we watch before we speak, and we've seen enough to know the past. We don't ignore our history. We don't ignore what could happen like certain other people do. Walk through life with blinders on. But, once you hit somebody, they have a right to hit you back, especially when you started it. You can't tell them how hard to hit you either. The sad thing is, those of us that did not sign up for this mess, really didn't sign up for it, are at risk. Everyone's at risk because of this fool. But I was talking also about, I tried to lighten it up because I started out getting myself kind of down, which I don't like to be down. I like to smile and chill out and have a good time. And I'm getting myself in that mode. Linda Gamble is greeting the lovely Glam Rocks who has come in to speak, and I appreciate you coming in. And that was about it. I didn't have too much. I just wanted to update everybody on the status of the things that I'm reviewing are. I've already spoken to my ladies from Dropping Extra Sassy Tea Talk, so I will not be with them tonight for the first impressions, but it is my goal to have internet and make sure everything is fine so I can go on Wednesday night. If that changes, I will let them know. Oh, that is crazy. Glam Rocks is saying yesterday, my neighborhood, we got an alert on Ring that ice was in our neighborhood. That's the devils. That's terrible. I like to see the neighbors. I just wanted everybody to, these people, in my opinion, it's a lot of the January 6th people. And I think they are mixed in with maybe official agents, but the majority of them that we see doing these stops and going to people's jobs and going through neighborhoods are not official ICE agents. And when they ask for ID and they start harassing people, they don't have to be obeyed. And it just takes a group of people to stand up. Like I heard they rolled up to the LA Dodgers and thought they were going to take people out. And the Dodgers are like, nope, get out. See you, sayonara. You're not allowed in here. So now there's some type of retaliation. that they're trying to do against the LA Dodgers. And another thing, y'all, everybody knows I work in an airport. There's constantly people there that are they feel at risk, and I can understand why. But all the airports are doing expansions. I was watching on Instagram or TikTok. Charleston is having an expansion, and this brother was filming. Ice rolled up, y'all. The guys were in their uniforms. They had those, you had the reflector shirts on for the sun and everything. Some of them started running, and the brother's like, "Y'all better get out of here, ICE, get out of here." The men that were working on the building started running from ICE, and they were blocking ICE. ICE didn't get anybody. They were getting out of there, and if they just abandoned the project. Now, why are you chasing these people doing an honest day's work? You claim you were going for criminals. Now you're chasing these people. And what about the person that has the airport contract that hired for that job? I mean, this is crazy. It is. It's modern day bounty hunters. TNDG mom, don't forget schools. Yeah, what kind of criminals are at the school? I don't understand that. I saw a teacher, he was on there crying. LA actually is one of the districts. That's why he's so against California. LA doesn't allow that at all. You're not taking any children out, you're not taking any teachers, none of that. Glam Rocks, I totally agree. The ones wearing the mask are not ICE agents. They are the ones that he released out of prison. Yeah, we remember. He told the Proud Boys, "I love you guys. Stand back and stand by." He told them to stand by. He got something for him. And you know, the number one Proud Boy, the one that had all that time, he darker than me. Enrique. Enrique is a black Cuban who is in charge of a project. He had a whole website set up, trying to make it look like a government website, and it's not. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, they are modern day bounty hunters too. Bounty hunters, they're getting 1,000 to 1.5 for each immigrant. Oh my God, to Latrice, that sound like patty rollers. And you know what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness. I mean, for us to go back in time like this, when we told the people, it's just crazy. It's so sad. That is crazy. But everybody will keep your head on a swivel. I know in my neighborhood, the only complaint I have is that I have a house down the street where a lot of them, they're contractors and they have all these white vans. They live together and they do different projects and stuff. Right after an orange clown got in and started talking crazy, they stopped parking on the street. And we never complained on them. We would just tell them, "Hey, can't park on both sides like that, this and that." And they would oblige and then they go back to doing what they're doing. But when I tell you those people don't bother anybody, they are up and gone all day and then come back at night. And the weekend, you might hear some music, you might see some beer bottles or whatever, but you couldn't have better neighbors. And they were gone for like 3 or 4 weeks. And I was concerned. I don't talk to them other than to say hello. But then they ended up coming back. So I was happy about it. I'm happy that they actually came back. Okay, so I told you they were setting up for a wedding. The people are here to they're looking to see everything. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me, Sandra P. Gen Extra, for this quick Soulful Sunday. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And the 92%, when we stay positive and we stay prayerful, nobody else can do anything about it. But another thing, we're not going to let these people gaslight us, talking about they didn't vote for that and all this. Yes, you did. And you just thought it wasn't going to hurt anybody but other people. And now it's hurting everyone, including yourself. So I'm going to bon voyage to myself, everybody. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Sunday. And I'll try to see you in the YouTube streets off and on. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Goodbye.